Let me start with a statement that might sound completely backwards. Running ads too early can actually hurt your business. Not because ads do not work, ads absolutely work. But if you run ads before building the right foundation, you end up doing exactly what every other company in your market is doing. And that means blending in. There's no trust there. There's no credibility, and there's no differentiation. You're essentially just another company shouting for attention. And in this video, I want to walk you through phase 5 of my video marketing system, which is running ads. But more importantly, I want to explain why ads should come last and not first. Because when ads are done correctly, they don't just generate leads, they amplify trust. But that only happens if the entire system is built first. Most businesses approach advertising the same way. They hire a marketing agency, they create a few ads, and then they send traffic to a landing page, and they hope for the leads to start rolling in. Sometimes it works, but more often than not, the results are inconsistent. And the reason is simple. They skipped the consideration phase of their marketing. Think about it this way. When someone clicks on an ad, they usually have never heard of you before. They don't really know your reputation, and they don't know your team. They don't know if you deliver quality work or not, so there's a lack of trust there. So when they land on your website and see a sales message, their brain immediately asks a question: why should I trust this company? And if you don't answer that question quickly, the prospect leaves. And that's exactly why most ads struggle to convert. Ads do not magically build up trust. They amplify what's already there. So if your brand has strong credibility and compelling content, ads scale your business. But if your brand has very little proof, ads simply scale your lack of trust. This is why in my system, ads are not phase 1, they're phase 5. Because before you ever spend money on driving traffic, you need to build a consideration system. This is a library of content that proves you are the right company to work with. When someone's thinking about hiring a contractor, a service provider, or really any business that requires a meaningful investment, they do not make that decision instantly. They research, they watch, they compare, they evaluate. This stage is called the consideration phase, and it's where most buying decisions are actually made. So instead of pushing ads to a bare bones landing page, imagine a prospect arriving at a page that contains impact stories from real customers, expert insights that demonstrate your knowledge, behind the scenes footage showing your process, and videos introducing the people behind the company. Suddenly, the experience changes completely. Instead of feeling like they clicked on an advertisement, it feels like they discovered a trustworthy company. And this is exactly why my system is structured in 5 phases. Phase 1 is identifying the ideal customer profile. Who are we actually trying to attract? Phase 2 is creating core trust-building videos, content that demonstrates expertise, process, and credibility. Phase 3 is building a conversion-focused booking page. This is a destination where prospects can explore your content and feel confident about booking a call. Phase 4 is creating ongoing authority content, often through a YouTube show or educational content that continually builds trust. And only then do we arrive at phase 5, running ads. But at this point, the ads are not doing the heavy lifting. They're simply introducing people to a brand that already looks established, credible, and trustworthy. This is the key shift. Most advertising is disruptive. It appears in people's feeds, it asks for their attention, and it immediately tries to sell something. But when you have a strong consideration system in place, the experience feels different. Instead of pushing a sales message, your ads invite people to a trust ecosystem. They discover your content, they see your expertise, and they watch your impact stories. They really start to feel like they already know your company. By the time they book a call, the relationship has already begun, and that dramatically improves the quality of the lead. There's another reason this approach works so well. It makes your advertising far more efficient, because when prospects arrive with trust already formed, conversion rates increase. Sales conversations become much easier, and the close happens faster. And the leads that do come in are more qualified. Instead of chasing hundreds of cold leads, you're attracting people who already believe you might be the right solution. This is the difference between marketing that interrupts and marketing that builds authority. So if you're thinking about running ads for your business, here's the most important question you should ask yourself first. Do you have a consideration system built? Do you have the trust-building video assets in place? Because if those assets are not there yet, ads will not solve the problem. They will simply expose the gap. But when the system is built correctly, ads become incredibly powerful. They stop being a gamble and they start becoming a predictable way to introduce new prospects to your brand. Yet again, that's why ads are phase 5 of my system, not phase 1. Because the most successful advertising does not just drive clicks, it amplifies trust. The companies winning right now are not just running ads, they're building a system that establishes expertise, showcases customer transformations, and positions their brand as the trusted choice before the first call. If you run a home improvement company and you're trying to grow past inconsistent lead flow or scale past 30 to 50K months, this type of system can make a massive difference. If you're curious what this would look like for your company, I have a page link below that breaks down the 5-phase system in more detail and shows examples of how we build these assets. Feel free to check it out and see if it makes sense for your business. So that's going to do it for this one. If you like what you heard here and you want to support me, please like the video and subscribe. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.